This is ELH4X4 doing stuff. Today we're working on a 2010 Chevy Silverado 4.3 liter. We're doing an oil change. So a couple of tools that you'll need is a proper wrench for the drain plug, oil filter wrench, and a drain pan, jack stand, and a jack. What I'm doing right now is the vehicle is warming up as we speak, but there's some things that I want to talk about, and I'll show you those while we're working on the vehicle, so come along. All right, so what we're looking at is the display here, obviously, but change engine oil soon, right? 0% oil life remaining. Now this is one of my kids' vehicles, and I continually ask her, did you check the oil fluid? Oh, it's 0% remaining. I need to change the oil soon. That has nothing to do with the oil level. All right, so come with me and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right here is the engine oil dipstick. All right, let me get you set up and then we'll actually check it. All right, since we had it running, pull the dipstick, wipe off the oil, and I'll show you the markings. Min, max. Anywhere on this hash line, preferably not to exceed the top portion of this hash marked area, is a good oil level to have. All right, as you're getting down to here, you might want to add some. Well, once again, I asked my child what the oil level was, and she said, oh, the oil life is 0%. The engine oil needs to be changed soon. And once again, I reiterated to go check the oil, pull the dipstick, and see what it says. Right there, that's where the oil is. It's not even on the mark. So I'm not, I'm not trying to be all belligerent with my kid. I'm just trying to instill in her that checking the oil doesn't mean pulling it up on a display. It means pulling the dipstick and seeing how much oil you have in the engine. All right, so this is a lesson learned for everybody. Don't rely on that computer display. Pull the dipstick. Some of them don't even have dipstick, so you got to go off of what the display says. But if you got an oil leak, keep an eye on your oil level by using the dipstick. All right, so I'm going to loosen this cap up. It didn't eat a lemon. We're going to jack the vehicle up. I need to jack it up to fit underneath. Oil pan. Jack stand. So the oil filter is located on the driver's side. And since this is a 4x4, it's located in between the oil pan and the front differential, drive shaft, oil pan, and the oil filter. Oh, and the drain plug. All right, so we wipe down the housing for the oil filter. Make sure that the O-ring didn't stick to the engine block. And then we're going to put the new oil filter on with a clean coat of oil on the O-ring, and I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so I was talking about the O-ring. This is what I'm talking about. This is the sealing surface of the oil filter. And that goes up against the engine block. And it's like a gasket, you know, O-ring, gasket, whatever. So you ensure that this isn't stuck to the engine block, because that will cause a leak. So what you do here is you get some fresh oil. Some people use old oil. I prefer to use fresh oil. And you just apply it to this O-ring right here. You don't need a whole lot. Just makes taking it off a lot easier. All right, let's do the oil change. It's going to be a 13 millimeter on the drain plug. Now let's take note how much oil comes out of this. All right, I'm gonna take it off the jack stand and jack it down. Jack it down. Let it down off the jack. Jacking it up on the other side. Get as much old oil out as possible. All right, wipe the oil plug down. Make sure that the seal is intact. And tighten the drain plug up. Okay. All right, now we go top side. All right, now we add some oil. Let's check the dipstick. And it's halfway on the hash marks, in between min and max. So we'll continue to add some more oil. All right, and that's just a little bit overfilled. What we're going to do is we're going to start the vehicle up, let the oil filter fill up with some oil, and then we'll check the fluid again. All right, so while it's running, what we're going to do is we're going to check for leaks underneath. Check it for any kind of oil leaks. I don't see any new puddles of oil. The engine's running a lot quieter. I wonder why. We'll shut it off and then we'll check the oil level. And it's just right at the top of the line. But we're not done yet. Make sure that the fill cap is tight. We'll go to the oil life, hold the button down until it says 100, and that's it. All right, so we talked about the difference between actually checking the oil and then going off the information from the info center or whatever on dash display. Don't rely on what the computer says. Get underneath that hood, check the oil for yourself, and then you'll know. You'll have peace of mind. We're very lucky that that engine didn't seize up with the amount of oil that it didn't have. So what I'm going to do after this is measure how much oil was actually left inside the engine block. So stay tuned. All right, we took the used oil, put it in this 1 gallon container, which is 3.78 liters. The new oil comes in a 4.7 liter container. So this thing should have been full all the way up and have a little bit more, but this is all we had. It's just about a half a gallon. And man, that's critically low. That could cause engine damage. I'm very thankful that it didn't. The engine wasn't making noises, none of that. The little 4.3 liter, it survived. So the takeaway, don't rely what's on the dash. Pop the hood, check the dipstick yourself, see what it says. Now, I understand that some vehicles do not have dipsticks, but this one does. Check it.